In this problem, we are asked to find the surface area of the composite solid shown, and what we're looking at here is a composite solid that is made up of a cone, and then it has a hemisphere on the top, and again, a hemisphere is half of a full sphere. So we are asked to find the surface area, which again, you can think of surface area as if you were to spray paint this composite solid, where would the spray paint touch? So the two formulas we need to use for this are, the first one being the surface area formula for a cone, which is surface area is equal to pi r squared plus pi r L, where r is equal to the radius and L is equal to the slant height. And in this problem, we're going to have to calculate the slant height. We'll get to that later on. The other formula we need is the surface area formula for a sphere, and we'll end up cutting that in half at the end of the problem, and that is 4 pi r squared. And that's your surface area formula for a sphere. So the first formula we're going to look at, or the first part of this composite solid we're going to calculate, is going to be the portion that is the cone. And so we're going to use our cone formula. Surface area is equal to pi r squared plus pi r L. And again, think about where spray paint would touch on this composite solid. It would not hit the base, so we do not have to include the pi r squared in the beginning of the formula. We'll only use pi r L. So we're going to plug in place of r, we're going to plug in a 4.9 for the radius, and then we need to calculate our slant height, which is located along the side of the cone. And we're going to calculate that using Pythagorean theorem. So 4.9 squared plus 12.6 squared is equal to L squared. Continue to evaluate. 4.9 to the second power is 24.01. 12.6 to the second power is 158.76, and that is set equal to L squared. Add those up to get 182.77, which is equal to L squared. And then to undo your square and figure out what only the slant height is, you're going to square root both sides to get a slant height of 13.5. We can then take that slant height and plug it in for the cursive L in the formula. Multiply 4.9 times 13.5 to get 66.15 pi centimeters squared, and we're going to leave that answer just as it is for now. So, moving on to the next portion of the problem, we are going to look at the formula for a sphere. And that formula again is surface area is equal to 4 pi r squared, where r is going to be the radius. So we are going to plug in place of r 4.9, and then we will square 4.9 and continue to evaluate. So we have 4 times pi times now 24.01. Multiply the 4 and the 24.01 to get 96.04 pi. And because we are only considering half of a full sphere, we will then divide that by 2 to get a surface area of 48.02 pi centimeters squared. So to find our grand total, the surface area of the composite solid, we are going to add up the portion that was the cone and the portion that was the hemisphere. So 66.15 pi plus 48.02 pi. Add up our coefficients, we get 114.17 pi. And then lastly, multiply the pi out to get a final answer of 358.67 centimeters squared. And that is the surface area of the composite solid shown, your final answer.